Morning!
Morning!
It's incredibly windy, so
Very windy today.
we're going to talk to you from inside because there is zero chance that you're going to hear anything that we say out there today.
And we do know that we have issues with wind noise and we're trying to sort those out, so we're going to do it from in here.
So on the way back from our little scouting recce last night, we spotted a nice spot on the way back. So we're going to stop just before the pub. We think it's sort of just about enough to cover us for our mile movement.
Yes, we should be fine. We haven't seen CRT come up and down the canal for ages, and the last known location that we've been jotted down on the CRT website was in Stourport, so who knows. Anyway, we're going to move up there. It's very windy.
So it could be an interesting one, this.
Yeah. But usually you don't cruise when it's windy because you're a big sail. So usually you don't do this, but we're going to because we need to. And it's only like a 20-minute cruise. We walked it, so
it'll probably be half an hour because we've got to slow down for all the boats.
True, there are a lot of moored boats. So let's go then, shall we?
Watch on for a potentially eventful cruise.
Or not. It could be really easy. Huh? Yeah.
I don't know. So there's a boat that's like that across the canal. So either it's someone trying to moor or something and they're struggling in the wind, or it's a boat come undone because of the wind. So we've just made it off the ledge and now we're going to have to pull back in again so we can pull this boat in.
Potentially.
Yeah. Pinned the boat back in, the camera died, so now it's time to carry on with our cruise.
That was that cruise. That didn't take long, did it?
Yeah.
No. Apart from a little hiccup with someone else's boat, it wasn't too bad.
It's a nice little spot.
Yeah.
We're going to be here 2 weeks, then Ben's going to move us again.
Yeah, 2 weeks?
While I'm at Glastonbury. Yeah.
Okay, 2 weeks it is then. Cool. Morning. So, while Rhi is away at Glastonbury, I have one big job that I need to do on the boat. Since we bought the boat, there has been a dip in the floor right by the entrance. We've known it's been there for a while, and recently we had a look and found that it was an inspection hole drilled for a survey that is now rotten. Also, when we changed this sofa bed, we also found some more dips in the floor, and it looks like a whole panel of wood has rotted away. So what I need to do is rip up the floorboard and replace it. It looks like it's 22mm particle board, so hopefully it won't be too expensive to replace and it won't be so difficult. But first off, we need to remove everything out of the living room and move it to the bedroom. So let's go! So the sofa's out. It's much more echoey in here now, and the boat has started to list, because the main issue we have with our listing is the fact that we've removed all the extra weight from here, with the previous sofa bed being that major weight. So while I'm underneath the floor, I'm going to remove some ballast from this side, which is the starboard side, and move it to the port, if there's space at least. So my plan is now to remove this flooring, which is essentially just stuck on vinyl, and see what the actual damage is, because there's some decent wood under here, but I might have to replace the whole lot. So I just need to start taking up the flooring, and then we should see what the damage is. Looking at the damage, because I've been able to push everything and break it off, what I need to do is just see what's going on underneath the floor, because I am seeing water. It will be water from somewhere, probably from the other end where the water pump was. We had a bit of leak and it must have dribbled down here. But if we can sort this out, then we don't have to worry about it later on. It's just so easy to peel up. It's just a bit depressing seeing a boat like this. So, I've just hit through this hole. That is a lot of water. I need to see if I can pump any of this out, because there's not water up here. So with our listing, this might be because of the listing. So we have a bilge pump that pipe goes down and under, but we've got water down here in the bilge. So I'm going to use this pump to pump it out of there and into the bucket, and hopefully we should be good. This is the second full bucket. That's just a bit of rusty water. Bucket number 3. The water's definitely getting cleaner. So I have taken a bit more off the floor. So that bucket is now full of that hole. So this was originally just a small hole here, but you can see how much is actually rotten from all that water. So having that hole has essentially been telling us what's going on. So I just remembered that I have a load of nappies. So I'm going to stick those down into the holes, and hopefully that'll suck up the last bits, because it is just like a small amount. And then once that is out and dry, this whole section should dry off pretty fast with this weather. So that'll be good, and then I can get back to boarding the floor. So only the best nappies to go and suck up all this water. And then another one slides you down in there. Morning. So it's been overnight. I've emptied some of the nappies out of here, and they are so full of water, which is great. I've put some more nappies in. The water has dropped a decent amount, so I'm hoping that this won't take long to dry out fully. What I need to do now is to take up more of the flooring, see what the damage is, measure out what size wood I need, because I've only got the car at the moment, so I'll need to cut down the wood when I buy it so it fits in the car. And we need to figure out if I can just replace this whole board and how big this board will be. So that's what I'm going to try and do today. I'm going to measure all that. But first we need to go shopping, get a few bits and pieces, and figure out how I'm going to cut this flooring up. So I've been letting everything dry out a bit more, and I've been able to take up this bit. This is where we had the initial dip that we noticed, because it's the first thing you step down on when you come into the boat. These two beams are sodden, and that is all like gunk that I need to scrape out. So if I scrape all that out now, then I can let this bit dry out. I've got a circular saw arriving at Screwfix tomorrow, so I'm going to pick that up, and then I'll be able to cut everything nicely and cleanly. and then I should be able to fit everything back relatively easily. So I'm going to scoop all that out. It's like a weird jelly. So I've been able to take more of the floor out. When I took all this wood up, it was like a brown sludge right underneath in this corner where it built up. This is the final beam here where there's not a gap right in the corner. So this is where, if there was any leaks or anything, water would drain down the side and then pile up here. So it's the next morning. I'm now moving the boat to the water point, which is luckily just past the next bridge, and they've got 48-hour moorings over there. So what I'm going to do is fill up with water because we're empty, and I want to monitor to see if any water comes into the bilge when I fill up, because that might be the issue maybe. And then once we're there, I'll moor up on the 48 mooring and then stay there until Thursday, where I'll cruise on ahead. So yeah, it's going to be nice. And there's the water point, just there. Evening. I haven't filmed much because today has literally just been a lot of issues. Not with doing the flooring, but with going to B&Q and finding out they don't do 18mm ply sheets. Apparently, they only sell them at big B&Qs. This was a massive B&Q, by the way. I really thought they'd sell it. So, I'm now going to have to go to Shrewsbury, which is going to take a hell of a lot longer than my initial hour trip to Telford. So I'm going to have to do that tomorrow. But what I did pick up was a circular saw. I got this Makita circular saw, picked that up from Screwfix this morning, and I've been able to cut this bit out. You can see that this is ballast. I'm going to have to replace this beam because that is just rotten. I'll replace this beam, and what I'm hoping to do is add a inspection hatch here. So luckily I found some pieces of wood that were on the roof that we scavenged. They are the perfect height and width for the beams that are going to be here. So I'm going to find some more of those and then just have them straight across here. So I have a framing in the subfloor that will allow me to put a inspection hatch in. Not much has happened today, but I'm happy with where I've got to. Doesn't look like much has happened, but it's dried out. I have just stood on this bit and I can hear some moisture. So I might just lift these set of ballasts up and see if there's any moisture down there. There probably is moisture, but it won't be as much as the puddle or pool that was there before. So yeah, that's what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to pack it in for the day, and then tomorrow we'll go to Shrewsbury and pick up this wood, and hopefully their saw is working. But if not, I can take my circular saw and cut it myself. It won't be perfect, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, see you tomorrow. So I've been all the way to Shrewsbury. I've got all the wood. I've gone for the 18mm ply that I was going to say. I've got one sheet of 18mm ply cut and some beams so I can make it work. So yeah, I've just got to clean it up, put the ballast back down, and then start with the beams. So let's go. Morning! So, today I've got to move off this 48-hour mooring and we're going to go further down towards Market Drayton. I've got all the wood on the boat so I don't have to worry about that, so I can carry on with the floor when I get there instead of coming back for the car. We're going up to the aqueduct just before Market Drayton, so that's going to be nice, and yeah, hopefully we can get this this floor down today, maybe. Who knows? Let's go! going down. Good boy, on go. Good boy. I've had a shower this morning and I noticed there was water in the bilge, so it's definitely the shower. Either it's the shower pump or it's the seal around the shower. I don't know how I'm going to find this out, but right now let's get the floor down. I've got nappies, a nappy down there, and then that should keep the water out for now, and we'll see what happens. So let's put the floor down, shall we? So I've cut the hatch on the first one, so this is going to be our main hatch to remove any ballast from and add any ballast if we need it. What I need to do now is just sand all the edges, sand the hatch, figure out how I'm going to have the hatch lift up. So the floor is all down. I've hoovered as much as I can. Now I'm going to put down the lino and then cut out where the hatches are with the lino, and then that's it. That is the floor done. And then I can transfer everything from the back room back into here and make this back into our living room. So let's get this lino down, shall we? So it is a few days later and the floor has been perfect. We haven't had any issues. We've had showers, and yes, there's a few bits of water that are coming through, but the nappies are still keeping it there. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really does help us out, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.